Welcome to Beard Boy Barbecue, and today I'm going to be showing you a full tutorial of how to cook a pork butt. We will be making pulled pork out of this. So let's start by opening this package up and get some trimming going on. We have her open. Take a quick look at her. There's not going to be too much trimming on this. We're going to keep a lot of the fat. It's going to render out. It's going to be cooking for a while. But do you see that? Doesn't exactly look like fat. Looks like some fat, some meat. Stuff like that we are 100% going to remove. And that's because it'll just burn. We don't want any burnt pieces. There's a big difference between burnt and bark. We want bark. We don't want burnt. You can have a nice look at that. Still fat. Didn't take much out. That's it. It's bottom fat cat. Not too bad. We're actually going to leave most of it as well because we want to protect our meat. Try to get down to like a 1/4 inch worth of fat. So that's that. So we're going to take this, throw it in our pan. So I'm also going to be preparing these ribs. I'm not going to do a full tutorial on them today, but you'll see them along for the ride. I'm mainly focusing this video on this pork butt, but the ribs are going to be they're going to be for dinner tonight. So now we're going to season our pork butt. And again, just as a reminder, the reason I have my salt out is because I don't put salt in my dry rubs. Okay, I like to put the salt directly on my meat so that I can control the amount of salt that's going to be on it. Now we're going to let this sit for a minute. And the reason being is because that salt is going to start to get into this pork butt. Once it starts to get into there, it's going to get nice and wet. It's going to start drawing a little bit of moisture out, which is good because then we're going to put our dry rub on and it's going to help have the dry rub stick to it really nice to help form that nice bark. So now we're going to apply our rub. As you see, this is how I do it on most of my meat. Well, I shouldn't even say most, all of my meats. I know they call it a dry rub, which would make you assume that you're rubbing it into the meat. Well, that's a big no-no. We don't want to rub it. You might see me do this, just to move it around a little bit, but I'm not rubbing off. And the reason we don't want to rub it is because you're being counterproductive, and you're actually removing any dry rub that you just put in one place, and you're putting it somewhere else. So unless you really want it to move moved, don't do it. One more little coat on the top. Okay, it already looks nice and dark. As you can see, my dry rub is not that dark. That's just the moisture pulling it in. So now we're just waiting for our grill to finish heating up. And then we're gonna go in and get this on the grill for you guys. All right, guys, and we're back. So we are ready to start cooking our pork butt. All right, I'm gonna get this grill open and I'm gonna get the meat on the grill. All right, so our pork is on the grill. I'm gonna probe it in a couple hours. Honestly, I don't care about the temperature of the pork right now. Why? Because I know it's gonna take hours to cook. So there's no need for me to put the probe in there, let it sit there. It doesn't matter, right? So I will check back in a little bit when it's time to do the next update. Just doing a quick little money shot update. I'm gonna bring you guys along. Let's see what she's looking like in here. Woo! Look at that. That bark is looking beautiful. So that's making some really nice bark. It's actually not too bad. All right, welcome back. So we just got this bad boy off of the grill. Actually, I'm gonna bring you in for a close-up. Look at that bark. Oh my God. This pork butt looks incredible. All right, so now we're gonna get it wrapped up and back on the smoker for probably another 2 hours. All right, guys, welcome back. So, our pork butt is ready to get pulled. It's my favorite part. So we took it out of the smoker at 202 degrees. That's always the target that I go for. And now we're gonna get a nice look at what this thing really looks like. Oh my God. And that thing looks amazing. Look at that. Little piece of bone popped off. Look at that thing. Oh God. It's just gonna fall apart. Let's get it in its pan. Let's get this juice in the pan. Look at that thing. Look at that. Oh yeah. Look at this. Oh. Look at that. That's how it's supposed to work. See? That's why it's called pulled pork. Because you don't need to use those silly bear claw things when you do it right. Look at that. Look at that bone. That bone pulls out perfectly. Clean. Oh my God. Let's get a piece up close real quick. Let's get some out up close. Look at that smoke. Looks perfect. Beautiful. Alright, let's get this thing pulled. Like I said, that juice, we need that juice. Oh, look at that. See? That's how it should be. When you make pulled pork, we're going to pull some of this fat out, obviously, as we go. Some people don't mind eating the fat. This is for a party. I'm not trying to gross a bunch of people out of. I'm going to leave some in there because, in my personal opinion, fat is right. You get to certain parts, I don't want to say it's tougher, because it's definitely not tougher, but like this big chunk, right? So that's not really fall apart. See how it has that pull? That's okay, because look, it still is really tender, but you get these nice long strips out of that. And that's what helps with adding the dimensions of the sizes, see? You can have a nice big strip. Another reason why those bear claws are no good is because you're going to leave all this fat that I'm pulling out. You're going to leave in there because you don't know what you're feeling. Because you're not feeling. You're using bear claws. I don't even know if that's what they're called. That's what I'm calling them. But I like my guests that are eating my food to enjoy every bite. Not have to worry about picking a big piece of grizzly fat out of their mouths and being a little disgusted by it. Because let's be honest, fat's not for everybody. Some people love it. Depending on the meat, I love it. Depending on the fat. But when it's grizzly, got that hardness to it, nobody wants to eat that. flips in that juice. I think we are golden. That looks exquisite. Alright. And there you have it. So that's how you do pulled pork. We made this delicious batch of pork, right? It looks amazing, but we don't know what it tastes like yet, right? I mean, we smoked with hickory and pecan, and that bark that we achieved was outstanding. So I'm gonna find myself the right piece. We're gonna give this a go. Oh, I found it. Make sure we get some good juice in there. See, we got some burn end on there. Some of that bark, nice thick strip. Juicy. Let's go. That's gone. It is so tender. Alright, I'm going in again. Ugh. Look at that. People at this barbecue tomorrow are in for a treat. Alright? That is an amazing batch of pulled pork. The tenderness is outrageous. The amount of smoke is unbeatable. You saw as I was pulling it apart, that smoke ring that I had. It's incredible. You know, you can't get any better than that. I do have to tell you a few things since this was, you know, a pulled pork tutorial. It's not hard. Okay, guys, if you're new at smoking meat, this is the easiest thing that you possibly could do. You're gonna want to run it roughly the same. You know, like I wanted to keep it around 280, which I achieved. It went on at 3:30, and it was done at 9:30. I mean, you know, the perfect 6 hours. It was about 4 hours open, 2 hours wrapped. You'll be able to do the same thing on your pellet grill. You know, keep it roughly around 275, 300. Don't go over 300. So I would say 275 would be the better bet, and it'll take you about six hours or so. You can't really mess it up. That's why it's good for beginners. Do as many as you can. Everybody loves pulled pork too. So if you are new to making a dry rub, obviously, depending on what you put in your ingredients, could ruin any meat, not just pulled pork. But it's very, very hard to mess up. So have some fun with it. Enjoy what you're doing. Barbecue is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be enjoyable, and obviously, most importantly, it's supposed to be delicious. So that's it for this one, guys, and thank you again for joining me. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.